Hi, my name is Malgriff091, and I will be presenting today the metric system. Alright, so what's the metric system? Well, it's just basically a standardized way to write units. And the most fundamental units in science are length, mass, and time. There are many other um, fundamental units such as um, intensity of light, volume, density, and a whole whack of others. But length, mass, and time are most common, and they're the most useful to understand right now. Length for the metric system is measured in meters. Mass is measured in kilometers. My mistake. Kilograms. And time is measured in seconds. So you're probably wondering, what's the big deal? Why do we use the metric system instead of, like, say, the imperial system? Well, in the imperial system, 1 foot in inches is 12 inches. Now, it's kind of weird how that we have two of the exact same physical quantities called two different things with two completely different values. If we were to say to convert 1,000 feet into inches, it's kind of troublesome and it's kind of confusing at times. Now, okay, that makes sense, right? Now, the SI units, the units are more consistent. If we are to have 1,000 meters, how will we shorthand that? Like, say we have 12 inches, we just say it's 1 foot. That's just shorthand, right? So we have 1,000 meters. How do we shorthand it? Well, in the SI system, we call it 1 kilometer or 1 kilometer. And this prefix here is the most important part. It's on the logarithmic scale that I'll show you right now. And it's on a logarithmic scale of prefixes that just represents the size of the unit. So let's just change colors up a bit to make it look a bit nicer. So on the low end, we have a pico, and that's a P, and that represents 10 to the negative 12. The next biggest is the nano. That represents N. That's a prefix. These are prefixes, so N is a prefix, like kilo right here. We'll get to kilo soon. That's 10 to the negative 9 here. Milli is, no, micro, my bad. Micro is next, and that represents 10 to the negative 6. This is the letter mu, the Greek letter mu. It's also, you can also call it a U if you don't really care. It's not a big deal. Anyhow, the next biggest is the milli, and that's M. That's 10 to the negative 3. And in the middle of the scale is 1, and we just call it 1. Kilo, that's represents K, and that's 10 to the 3. Mega is next, and that's represents capital M, 10 to the 6. Giga, you may have heard some of these bigger prefixes in computing systems, such as hard drives or flash drives. Anyhow, back to this. And we have Tera, which it's the large size. It's on the larger size of hard drives nowadays, as you can see. So you have pico, nano, micro, milli, 1, kilo, mega, giga, tera. These are the most important. There are bigger prefixes if you were to want to represent bigger numbers, and there are also smaller ones. But these are the main ones that are usually used, and you'll probably never see anything smaller or bigger. To give you some examples of how we actually use these, let's go over a couple of them. So here's the scale of pico to tera. If we were to say that there were 5.67 times 10 to the 3 seconds, if you were to represent this in the standardized system here of prefixes, what does that mean? Well, it's kind of obvious. It would be 5.67, and then you just look at this scientific notation right here, and then just match it up. And you can see simply it's just kilogram or a kilosecond. So these two representations, 5.67 times 10 to the 3 seconds and 5.67 kiloseconds, are the same thing.